Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Shri. I'm CEO and co-founder of Increasingly. I think everyone already gave a lot of insights and talked about market trends. So I'm going to touch on that, but with a perspective actually what I think actually will really move the needle in terms of taking advantage of this year and actually being valuable to the customer. And then I'm going to take you on a bit of a journey of Increasingly. But as a bit of context, I want to share the reason why we founded Increasingly 5 years ago is that back in the early 2000s, when I joined the affiliate industry, as context, I founded what's now Incubator. It was very much, Wild West driving traffic, everything's traffic. And over time, it was traffic, find different ways to cut traffic, find new traffic. But there wasn't enough of a focus on actually, well, when you get to the site, what can you do to actually just make more value from that traffic, get more from it? Not necessarily with a discount, but actually just by truly helping the customer, can everyone win? That was the question we asked. And actually there's a Forrester stat that says customers don't buy products. And I was floored when I read that. I was like, what do you mean? Customers have a mission in mind. They actually want to complete something purposeful to them. I do not, I'll say I broadly, do not buy, for example, mascara, right? I buy a beauty regime. I don't buy a plank of wood at Wix. I buy a decking project. So we're all trying to complete a mission. And so we had a hypothesis, which is, could we actually help the customer complete their mission, boost a metric which was under-focused on, which is AOV, because everyone's talked about conversion rate. Let's boost conversion rate, or let's just boost revenue. But actually, could we boost a metric called AOV just by truly helping the customer? And that was the mission that we went on 5 years ago. Now, before I tell you more about Increasingly, and I will take you through a little bit of a journey of what it's about, because I think hopefully this also helps the industry and affiliate actually just learn more about what different providers do. If I was going to say, everyone knows where we are, right? That chart kind of says it from a consumer confidence standpoint. But if I was going to say 3 things to focus on in this industry or marketing broadly, it would be customers today are thinking about essentials, extendables, and dispensables. Right? Essentials are what you need to run your household. If you've got kids, even their toys fall in essentials. If you've got pets, your pets become essentials. Pets at Home is a customer of ours. The stats that we see, they're growing year on year. You would imagine that they're growing because people aren't going to suddenly forget their pets. Extendables tend to be things for me, right? Because maybe I can kind of delay self-gratification. I can delay that. Well, I don't need 2 holidays. How about I just decide that a little later before it's following you? And dispensables things tend to be things, I hate fair, but like gifts. A lot of those things, sometimes they get a little bit of a smaller gift. I want to take some flowers. I'm going to buy some chocolate. I'll take some flowers and a big card. Farm, not hunt, one of my favorite phrases. Farm, not hunt means it's way more effective to talk to your existing customer than to go and find brand new customers. We heard it already from Sarah. She talked about 5 times harder to get a new customer, 5 times more expensive. And actually, it takes 32 touch points to win the heart of a customer. 32 touch points. So, using a customer data platform, if your clients or if you yourselves have one, using a customer data platform, or using different ways to do it, using CRM, using a loyalty program, obviously 101 in affiliate. And lastly, and this is what we play to, is what's the customer's mission? What are they actually trying to do? Can we really connect to that? And combine customer mission with essentials more than anything else. So in this industry, we can really focus in on what's essential for the customer and their customer mission. You can grow revenue, right? Even in this market climate. And we see it with our customers. So if I then talk about Increasingly, I will talk about the product stack. But we see 3 big challenges for our customer base. Unsurprisingly, rising acquisition costs. Who hasn't heard of that? Reliance on discounting, right? And, with all due credit to everyone here, and discounting is a valuable proposition, no doubt about it. But people then get very addicted to it, and they also get very frightened because then they go, hang on a second, what's going on? So over-reliance, not to say there's anything wrong. And then lastly, the story of, well, our AOV is flat. What can we do about it? And by the way, the #1 tactic a retailer uses, your advertiser will use it, is, hey, offer a discount. then you'll bump up the revenue. But it's a falsehood to think that you could keep doing that on a blanket basis, which people say. So if I just talk about simplest terms, one of our product stacks, this is our on-site product stack, and we have a marketing product stack and we have an in-store product stack. But merchandising to boost AOV. So what we do on the retail side, I put it in really simple elements. So we do something called product bundling. If you've ever seen on Amazon, which I know everyone's been to, and you see something called frequently bought together, that was our inspiration for product bundling. And it was our first product because algorithmically it was really hard, and we thought if we can nail that, we can broaden from there. Secondly, product recommendations. Lots of people do recommendations. It's not a point of difference for us, but a lot of our customers said, will you do it too? Because they're like sister products. And then thirdly, product collections. And product collections, which I'll show you, is a concept to really inspire the customer before they even get to a product page. Across all of it is segmentation and personalization. We have our own customer data platform, or we plug into our customers. So Wix, Samsung are actually doing experiments with our CDP. And then if you're a large retailer, the ability to pick up in store the overall mission in half an hour. So you've all seen this. Give me a nod if you've seen this. Anyone used it? I'd love to see it actually. Show of hands. How many people have actually used it? Okay, different hands. So about 25%. That's not bad. They drive 6% incremental revenue just from that rather tiny little harmless, innocuous feature. And that's why we started there, because we said, well, if a customer will be willing to move their mouse all the way across their screen and touch that little button, right, and get 6% more, could we nail this for everyone else? That was basically the hypothesis. So these are some of the brands that we work with now. We work with anyone globally. We work through the affiliate channel. We work direct as well. Through the affiliate channel, it's all on a CPA, just so everyone knows. There's no implementation fee as long as we've got a partnership set up. Another key point that's really useful is we're not in conflict with any other tech provider, which I really love saying. So, great stuff from Pete, Unicodo, anyone else involved here as well. We're not in conflict with them. They're all solve different use cases, different problems. We're coming at it from the standpoint of customers come to your site. How do you help them to buy more? Because they all want to, and they're only going to go to Amazon later to fulfill their mission and complete it. How do you help them? That's where we're starting from. And everyone else plugs in for different purposes, like don't tell, prevent them leave, or give them a better offer, etc., or give them a chat bot where they can engage with you. Everyone's got a different use case, so we're not in conflict, which is actually pretty cool. We're there to say, how can you help them fulfill the mission and buy more? Another fun fact, 97% of our work is without any offer. 97% of our work, and I'll show you some of the work. So with Samsung, they see a 20% uplift in AOV, and I love that I'm a data person, so behind that, just so you know, that's comparing carts, which increasingly has influence, versus carts that increasingly have been no part of. And then if you want to do really hardcore on me, we went and did a Google Optimized split test, 50-50 revenue, show increasingly, don't show increasingly. There was a 6.8% increase in AOV for the entire site. And by the way, that means the entire affiliate channel went up 6.8%. It meant the entire business went 6.8%. US Polo 17.1%, Bare Minerals 17.19%, 17.19 pounds extra. And in this space, we also did a trial for Sephora because they said brutally, it's got to work on mobile, and if it doesn't, and so they did a Google Optimized test, and on Sephora's entire mobile site, we lifted AOV by 5%. I mean, we were all blown away because that was 20 million extra pounds. 20 million. So here's a little bit about split tests that we run. We've done them in health and beauty, consumer electronics, home decor, and a couple of others which aren't on this. So if I just touch on a couple of the products and why they're valuable, on the surface, simple, right? Product bundling, get that customer to move their mouse all the way across and add all three items. So it's all about boosting the AOV. It's AI powered. We use a field of machine learning called neural networks because it's very good at pinpointing patterns in data. And I'll show you where we use computer vision in a second. It powers shopper convenience because, again, this is the devil in the detail, right? If it takes Sephora, they've got like 50 shades. We load all 50 shades right here. so that the customer can change the shade and it's lightning fast in under 30 milliseconds. That's actually technically really, really hard. That's why people don't go after that. And it also auto switches to recommendations based on yield. So if that's a low performing product up there, or it's out of stock, you switch to recommendations, because then you don't get to a dead page where someone then hits back, right? You get them to actually go somewhere else, which is going to get a better conversion rate and AOV. I'm going a bit technical here, but hopefully it's just also interesting, and hopefully that means that you're more informed when you talk to your advertisers, or if you're an advertiser, you just know more cool stuff. Product recommendations, I'm not going to label this. It's just about product discovery. You've all seen it. You usually see it on a site and it says you may also like. Now, product collections is really cool. Now, if you can see that, like that group of 3 things in the top listing on the left, we use computer vision to clean imagery and bring items together based on relevancy and actually what's likely to sell together. And we showcase each of those cards across the site, from homepage to offer pages, anywhere the retailer wants to. And it gives another doorway to boost AOV, because again, everything's all about that AOV metric. And then that leads me to the last kind of techie slide, which is around what we do for one of our marketing products. Now, this won the Drum Award for Best Google Product or something last year, because we only launched it about a year ago. But I'm super excited about this because everybody does Google Shopping, right? Everybody. But why not sell your top-selling collections of products and actually have more inventory in Google, right? Have more ads, actually own more of the space, but only do it where you can afford to do it. So do it at a CPC that you can afford and get the ROAS that you want to get. So you get more revenue, you block competitors, and it actually goes to a dedicated page, which is powered by increasing on the retailer side. And to give you a stat, we just completed a trial with Pets at Home. It was a really big deal for us because they're so big, 3 billion and like 900 million online, and they spend a heap of money on Google Shopping. All retailers, by the way, on average spend 76% of their Google spend on Google Shopping. And they basically have seen ROAS 39.1% higher than their standard campaign, 15% higher AOV, and 13% extra revenue from Google Shopping. Soon to be 20%, just as long as they start dialing up the spend levels, which is super cool. And it's not my data; it's all in their Google dashboard because they run the campaign. How do we get started? We're either in the affiliate network master tags or container tags. We need a product feed, and if the retailer is willing, we ask for 6 months of transaction history. It's all anonymous. They've all got it. Trust me. It's just they go into the e-com platform, they just download it as a report. But if they don't want to, we've got reams of data now across every sub-vertical of retail that we have anonymized, so we can use that data. Lastly, as part of that education piece, if you would like to, you can scan that QR code, old school, scan a QR code. You will actually get a video series and a guide on actually strategies to boost AOV, not just increasingly. You'll actually also hear from other partners like Unicodo, who are in that series with us. It's actually really informative. So if you just want a bit of intel, it's actually just really interesting. Please get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much.